Hello, I'm here at Stone Circle. I'm going to show you something really cool. But before I get into that, I'm just going to quickly talk about the protests that are happening in Ireland at the moment, right? So the most important thing that you can take from the protests is that Irish people are a tribal people and we always have been. And so we function best as a tribe. But the state and governing bodies have been trying to hide this from you for a very long time. And that's what we love when we love seeing people standing together, because it touches the tribal essence in us, you know. All our spirituality goes back tribal. You talk about the Gaels or the Tuatha De Danann, all that kind of stuff. So we're a tribal people, and that's how we function best. And again, they've been trying to hide this from us for a very long time, right? So I'm here at the Drumbeg Stone Circle, right? And this is known as the Fulloch Fia. And this is a ground cooking site, is what we've known it as all the time. But I can, with this site, I can manipulate rocks, right? And I can dry this out too as well. So when it's full of water, right, I can put a sweat lodge, put a tarpaulin over this, right? And when it's full of water using hot rocks, I can either cook from the ground or I can turn this into a steam room, right? And get into really into deep healing and all that kind of stuff, right? I can also, with this Fulloch, I can drain out the water using rocks over here and do it properly the way it's meant to. So this becomes fully dry, right? And you can turn this into a sweat lodge. No, and this like no different than, let's say, indigenous tribes of the world have sweat lodges and they use it for spiritual cleansing and all that kind of stuff. We can do the exact same here in Ireland, and this is what has been used for thousands of years, right? So when we look at the sweat lodge traditions in the indigenous tribes of the world, they go back to a thing called the sun dance and the worshipping of the sun and the light coming back into our lives and how the sun detox. There's a lot to it. There's no point getting into it that much. But if you look at the let's say the flag of Nafina, the ancient spiritual warriors of Ireland, that was a sunburst flag, and that's why you're monitoring the sun here at Drumbeg Stone Circle. So Sundance is very important to Ireland, and we're bringing that back in a big way because there's over 3,000 Fulloch sites across Cork alone, right? So we need to get back into, and they're in the most beautiful locations, and we need to use these as meeting points again and rebuild the tribal spirit in Irish people because it's so vitally important, you know. Like let's say technically in Ireland today, everyone has been abandoned, and that's what you're seeing with the protests and all this, right? We don't have a government in Ireland at the moment. We're under globalist occupation, right? That's why they don't give a shit about your human rights, and that's what you're realizing now at the moment. They don't care, and it's not that government are helping other countries. The globalists are robbing us. That's why all your tax money is being given to foreign countries and all that. They don't care about Ireland. People think that the Irish government are let's say, stupid. They're not. They're very intelligent. They know exactly what they're doing. You're being robbed left, right, and centre, right? And the Irish government are only a front for all of this. But what's the most important thing to us is we need to bring back our own tribal structures. And I want to show people just how easy it is to do this. Just like the New Zealand Maori have their tribal structures back and they're able to operate and support all themselves. We have some of the greatest tribal structures when you go back to Tanistry and all of the above, right? And we need to bring back our own council of elders right across the country. And if we don't bring back our own native indigenous social structures, we're fucked as people anyway, right? So look across the country. The part that I love is the tribal essence of Irish people is coming back. And it's more important now than ever. And we can use these sites as a means of bringing all these back, right? If some people said to me, oh, how dare you use Drumbeg to do all this and that, you know? Well, fuck you, right? And what I mean by that is this is what my ancestors have done for thousands of years. So how dare you think I can't use this? That's no different to me saying to someone, how dare you go into a church or how dare you go into anything? No, 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 no. This is who we are. This is what we've done for thousands of years, right? And let's say, so we're going to be bringing back Sundance traditions, and within Sundance traditions too as well. It happens at night time. Like people go doing, let's say, these ayahuasca things. Forget about all that. We're going back to our own indigenous ways and our indigenous spiritual teachings and the people who we are. That's what's most important, right? And these sites are what we need for it, right? And what you see with me recently as well is coming back and teaching people about health, wellness, and all of this. I'm doing this from a tribal perspective. So I'm addressing the tribe of the people of Ireland. We need help. They've all abandoned us. It's up to ourselves in order to help ourselves, right? Again, what I'm saying is, what you should be realizing from these protests is we're a tribal people. It's who we are. We love it. We function best as a tribe, but they're trying their best to stop us from doing that because uniting people across Ireland disrupts the whole globalist empire across the planet. And that's why for a very long time, you had all these imperialist nations And they try to do everything to divide Ireland, even dividing Catholics and Protestants, turning them against each other and all of that. Before all that, you can go back into, let's say you could talk about Gaelic or Celtic Christianity, whatever, where people functioned. There was no problem. You know what I mean? And even from a Druid essence, I love all that stuff. There's no problem. We're a tribe. You're part of my tribe, and I'm here to help the tribe. You know what I mean? Help my people. We can have, we can come down here and I can show you how to cook from this as well. I've cooked venison in here, right? Um, so we can start getting into proper sweat lodges, proper Irish, indigenous Irish sweat lodges, right? Again, a tarpaulin here. I can dry out this, have all this um, proper dried out. So, because in a proper sweat lodge, uh, like the Sundance tradition, there's meant to be no water, it's all about heat. So you can do that too here. But you can do also have steam room, all of that. And you can also cook. Again, there's 3,000 of these across Cork County alone, right? Well, we can go back to cooking outdoors and helping each other do it. And that's what's important. Like, yeah, like social media and the internet should be used to, yeah, network people and get people together. But we need to get people out properly. Like when it comes to, let's say, personal training, that's what I'm going to get, to show people how to lose. Look at the amount of weight that I've lost in no time, right? When you do it properly. The same with martial arts, with, I want to get people into archery, even small bit of swords and all that, to show you how to strengthen your own mind. And that's what's important. But I just want to show you, just visualize this for a moment, right? Let's say a tarpaulin over this. I've all this dried out. It doesn't matter if it's you're using, let's say, for heat, as in like the sweat lodge sauna or like the steam room, whatever. But imagine this, right? The tarpaulin over, and you're detoxifying yourself. And when you need breaks, you're going in then into the stone circle, like people in our, that's what our ancestors have done for thousands of years, right? And we're bringing back these traditions. That's what's most important. The world is scared shitless of Ireland reviving its tribal structures, right? Tanistry is the oldest structure of voting in Europe, right? And our legal systems are more important than ever. Well, there's no point in waiting for the government. We have our structures, right? Let's say with Brehon law, all of this. These are the functionality of the people of Ireland and how we function properly. And we need this back now more so than ever. More so than ever. Like imagine now us sitting around here chatting about the most important things to the people of Ireland, right? In the healthiest way possible, right? In the way that our ancestors have done for thousands of years, talking about the most important things. That's what we needed. You know what I mean? Very much so. So I just want to show people that these can be used for amazing cleansing and healing properties like they were always meant to. You know what I mean? We need our council of elders back. We need our elders meeting back in places like this. We need our chiefs back. We need our chiefs back with Tanistry. Do you know what I mean? 100%. So I just want to introduce people to this. But the most important thing with the protest is the fact that we're a tribal people and people are only realizing that now again. That's what needs to be inspired in everyone. Thank you.